Yes. Hey.
Cheers, welcome, Silver Phoenix Happy Hour. Blaze, how are you doing tonight?
I mean, look, I have the best margarita from Tati's Corazon and the Taqueria. Thank you, Armando.
I'm slumming it. It is Cinco de Mayo, but I do have generic Corona in my favorite tall man from Phantasm Glass.
You're forgiven. You'll have plenty of time to make up for it in future episodes, I'm sure. Oh, look, if in case I get hungry, but a talk show, it's hard to be munching over here. So we'll leave them for later. But
Absolutely. This has been a long time coming. You and I have talked about doing something like this for a long time. A long time. It's finally happening, and we're doing it on Cinco de Mayo.
I mean, I can't imagine anything better, except if we would have done it on May the 4th be with you, but we're still getting it all in today.
That's true. Um, I'll tell you flat out. How do we celebrate Star Wars Day? May the Fourth be with you. It, very simple for me, being a giant Star Wars nerd. Gotta watch one of my favorite movies, Empire Strikes Back, and loving the fact with Disney Plus, so many great shows to watch, expands the galaxy, and just watching a lot of funny YouTube videos for Star Wars.
I hear you. I actually didn't watch any Star Wars yesterday, but I did, do mostly the memes, and I posted a bunch of funny things, which we'll get to a little bit later in the show. So we'll share some of our favorite memes with you. It's going to be exciting. So yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about what the show is going to entail today, just to give the audience a little idea of what they're in for, basically, with us and our shenanigans. But no, we're going to talk a lot about Star Wars, obviously. We have a couple really cool segments for you, and some trivia, which Ken, I don't know that you know about this. This might be a little secret ploy of mine, but I'm excited to triviaize you with some Star Wars, since I did that actually during the whole COVID time anyway. So it just made sense to bring some trivia in there.
I don't know how I feel about this being sprung on me right now. I'll be honest. This wasn't planned.
Proud. That's all I. That's all I hope, for your sake. But yeah, what else? What else do we have?
We actually have some segments. You're going beachcombing.
I am, and it actually is Star Wars themed, so that'll be a good time.
And we actually have a regular guest who's going to be joining us every episode too.
Yep, Nicole Rodriguez is going to be in the kitchen.
I mean, it is Star Wars Day. We have to at least discuss what our favorite films are. Blaze, can I start with you first?
Oh goodness gracious, you put me on the spot. I mean, listen, I'm classic girl, so I have to go with one of the three originals, of course, and it's hard to pick between the three. I'm torn between one and three, meaning Star Wars and the Return of the Jedi. But I'll say Return of the Jedi. I got to go those cute little Ewoks, and kind of, the universe is saved. I got to go with that one. So how
You
about
have you have to be an Ewok fan, right?
you know what? I have my cousin Liza. I'll never forget, when she was a kid. I think there's about 10 years difference between us, and she loved Ewoks. She had this Ewok stuffed animal that was like a super teddy bear to her. She carried it everywhere. I'm actually curious if she still has it in the closet somewhere. But I just remember Ewoks was like her thing, and maybe I just live vicariously through her. So, but yeah. And then how about you? What's your favorite?
I'm gonna go a film up, and it's Empire Strikes Back. I mean, the first film was incredible, but Empire upped the stakes, a lot more action, a lot more suspense. We get the ultimate reveal of who Darth Vader is, and it ends on a downer. It's the second act of a story, and of course, it ends on one of the greatest downers of all time.
Well, isn't that the one that they kind of premiered Boba Fett in that? In that?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah. Yep. Boba
great.
Fett initially was planned earlier on, but it didn't work. But he did make his appearance in Empire Strikes Back, and thank you, because speaking of which, um, back in the day, before this show, I've worked with other shows. Our friends at Non-Productive, actually. I got to interview Jeremy Bullock, the original Boba Fett, at a convention about 10 years ago. Actually, yeah, it's about 10 years ago today. Actually, he had a lot going on, and it was just an incredible pleasure being able to sit down and talk to him for the brief time that I was able to, and get a little bit of background of who he was and what he had going on at the time. So, what do you say? We ready to play a little bit of Jeremy Bullock?
Absolutely. Let's roll that clip.
Go.
Ken, I'm here with the inimitable Jeremy Bullock. How are you today, sir?
Pretty good, actually, after the torrential rain yesterday, but all right.
Staying dry?
Just about. It's nice sunshine now behind us.
Very good. So I actually see that you've got a memoirs or an autobiography out.
Yeah, called Flying Solo, which really means two different things. There's Flying Solo, which means I'm flying Han Solo to Jabba the Hutt, and Flying Solo is a term that we used to use when we finished drama school, and he said, well, you're on your own now, you're flying solo, and that's exactly what this profession is.
Right.
No one, to be quite honest, no one really cares whether you work or not. You have to do it yourself.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the stories in the book, or?
Well, there's lots about all the different jobs I've done, from painting people's houses to waiting tables, all sorts of different things. And if you're going to, and it's not a profession you get in to make money. If you're on that course, then you're on the very fast road downhill. You've got to go there and say, I want to do this because I love it. Like theatre, I like theatre, and I would do it. And there's no money in theatre, so don't go. You go because you want to do the play. And and the whole book's about that, different conventions, the sport that I used to do. So it's a fun book as well. And also, there's a lot of pictures in the book, mainly for the Americans who don't read much. Oh, sorry, I didn't say that.
I'll try not to take too much offense to that. But anything else upcoming that you're working on?
There's a series called Star Height, which is 6 episodes, which there's going to get a showing to see if it'll get a slot on a television channel. I think if it does, that will be great, but I think it may go straight to DVD. But it was a low-budgeted series, but fun. I play a doctor who's completely insane, and it goes from there.
Very, very cool. Actually, and I have to admit, you're still the best Boba Fett ever.
Well, it's very kind.
But any way that we can contact, that our fans could actually log on to find you, or?
Well, JeremyBullock.com is the simplest way, and that I do a story that keeps revolving. So when I'm away for a few weeks, I make up the story. I do this. People, if they want to get on the book, they can go on JeremyBullock.com and order the book there if they're not already at a convention. So there's a story that runs on all the time.
Very, very good. I'm going to let you go because you are very busy over here, and I'm going to allow you to go back to that. But thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, pleasure.
And it was nice meeting you. Thank you.
Take care.
Wow, what a cool experience, Ken. Where was that?
That was at the Chiller Horror Expo in Parsippany years ago. You know what? It's actually, even though he did bring up the website is still active up until a few years before he passed. And essentially, it's a diary. It's journal entries of everything that he's been doing, and it's really cool to go back and actually see like what he had been doing for like the previous 10 years, leading up to his passing, and just all the fun people he got to see and all the conventions he went to, and I mean, you saw some of the pictures, like the little kid in the little Boba Fett suit, and the lightsaber fighting with fans. It's just so super cool. He was such a great guy.
I think it's really neat how Disney then took the Mandalorian and expanded upon that character. Like, I'm not familiar with the comics like you would be, but and maybe even in depth all the movies and the spin-offs and the animated series and everything else. You've probably seen them all. But for me, I just thought that was so cool for a character that you don't see or think of as the top 5, let's just say, or 10 even. Maybe necessarily, but I just loved his stories. I liked his wit. I just think, that British wit and, his humor, I just really got that. So it was really cool watching that. Speaking of wit, I mentioned earlier that I may have some trivia for you. So let me get it queued up for you. It's trivia time, Silver Phoenix Happy Hour. You might need a sip of your drink now, so maybe we do a little sip first before.
I am totally thinking so.
Okay.
I'm concerned. I'm worried. I'm nervous. I've known you for a long time, and I have no idea what kind of curveball you're actually going to throw me.
Well, we shall see. So let's get started. Question one. All right, I'm going easy on you. In Star Wars, what do they call the invisible power that binds the galaxy together?
That would be the Force. I will take history for 800, Alex.
It is the Force, Ken. It is the Force. You are correct. Now they are going to get slightly harder each question, so I'm forewarning you. Put your phones away, everybody. No cheating. All right, number two. What's the name of Boba Fett's ship?
Slave One.
Is it Slave One? It is. Really good, Ken. I need the da-na-na-na. All right, question number three. His deeds will not be forgiven until he merits is written on whose chess piece?
That's an interesting one. His deeds will not be forgiven until he marries.
Merit.
I'm gonna take a guess and say Boba Fett.
Darth Vader.
Vader? Where? It's all blinking lights.
I mean, that was the trivia. That was it. Thank you, Armando.
So, George Lucas is going to be a stormtrooper. In the original prequels, the stormtroopers actually were from the whole clone trooper thing. The armor changed. The basis was the same. They were the bad. They essentially wound up working for the bad guys. They were the big army. Let's talk a little bit about clone troopers, actually clones, because we're coming up with Beachcombing with Blaze, and I think you've got a little something to do, a little similar in the vein of Star Wars in regards to clones. Can you give us a little bit of insight on that?
Yeah, before we roll the video, I think when we decided to do this show and I was already kind of doing Beachcombing with Blaze on my own separately, I decided it might be a good idea to just take whatever theme we're doing for that week and then kind of make Beachcombing with Blaze around that theme. So this week, let's roll the video and see what we ended up with. Dun, 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 dun. If you said sea star, you are 100% correct. This is what we used to call a starfish, but now scientists kind of said, nope, these are not in the fish family. These are in the echinoderm family. Echino meaning spiny, derm meaning skin. So more closely related to the sea cucumber, the sand dollar, or the sea urchin. You can find these guys all over the world in all temperatures of water, even the freezing, frigid Arctic Ocean. They come in a wide variety of colors and sizes. This particular one is dead. I wouldn't be holding him if he was alive. Just so you know, he would have to remain in the water. But this one's going to be used in a dissection later on. So I'm showing you right now where all the eyes are located on each of the arms. This one has 5 arms, so that means 5 eyes. Some of them even have 40 arms. So that would be 40 eyes on them. They have a central disc that's right in the middle, and I'm showing you right now the madreporite. This is a little button area that is not an eye, but it's where the water comes in, and they have a beautiful, beautiful water filtration system, super hydraulic. Even though they have no brain, no heart, no blood, such a cool feature of them. And let's turn them over, and I'll take a look at their stomach. So right now, that's the mouth area, and the stomach is coming out of there right now. And that's how they would feed, actually. They eat from the inside out, which is super, super cool. But they eat shellfish, they eat algae, sometimes even other dead fish. And yes, they are carnivores. And lastly, what I want to talk about is the fact that they can clone themselves. If they lose a body part, they can regenerate that body part. And if part of that central disc is still there, they can totally grow another one of themselves.
All right, so I'm curious. This is going to be a regular segment. You're going to try to plan it around the episodes. it might have been a stretch initially trying to do clones and fixing the beach of this. How is this going to work moving forward with each episode weekly?
Things just come like that. So it'll be. I actually challenge you to find a topic that I can't make work. How's that?
Fair enough. I will. I accept that challenge. But going back to the Star Wars talk, we do
Yeah.
actually have a fun little thing that we can do. You actually have compiled some memes for us, right?
I have. I have. So this is our meme segment, and I believe the first one may be mine. So these are like our favorite memes out of the Star Wars universe of things. So here's my first one. Hey, either you love Star Wars or you're wrong. Come on.
I mean, you can't go wrong with Harrison Ford as Han Solo, as arms outstretched, saying, "Come on." You can't be wrong, right?
Absolutely. And then yours.
Oh, of course, we have Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan. I sense a disturbance, Master, as though a million "May the Fourth be with you" memes were created. Because that happens this time every year.
And then we have all you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love is all you need.
Abbey Road with the three Beatles sense giving us all you need is love, and then Yoda in the lead, just flipping and reversing it. Strike that, reverse it, little bit of Willy Wonka too.
Exactly. Had to have a little Yoda in there. So I think actually the next meme may be Yoda as well.
Yes. This is one of my favorite things, especially when I was always a kid. And it's Yoda using, putting his hand out using the Force. How I feel when an automatic door opens. Have you ever just gone up to an automatic door and just waved your hand like Luke in Return of the Jedi, just hoping that it would just open for you without anything?
You know what? I don't do that, but I do like hope that lights change quicker. So I usually like kiss the light, sort of like using my lip force. It sometimes works. All right, next one. I just like this quote. It wasn't necessarily a funny meme or whatever, but never tell me the odds. I just love that. Like
I know you. I know you. You never take no for an answer, and you're definitely a go-getter.
All right, let's see what yours is.
We've got Han encased in carbonite, and at first I was afraid. I was petrified.
Gloria Gaynor would be very proud.
I hope so. If not, then she totally hates me after that.
And then mine is looking for love in all the wrong places.
And of course, it's Luke and his sister, knowing the history with them.
Yep.
You can never go wrong with an Admiral Akbar meme. When a woman says, "Fine, go ahead then," it's a trap.
I mean, I had to give you two with the Admiral just because he's hilarious, and I love that you're doing the voice too.
Yeah, and of course, girlfriend says she doesn't want anything for her birthday. It's a trap.
I mean, that's true. When we say we don't, we do. We definitely gifts, especially gifts. Come on, like that's
Thank you for finally acknowledging it.
Totally acknowledged. Speaking for all women out there. Listen, I want to segue real quick to a new segment that we're doing. And it's called In the Kitchen with Nicole. And this week, I will let her announce what she's doing. And we're all excited. So welcome, Nicole, to the Silver Phoenix Happy Hour.
What's up, Blaze and Ken? Happy Cinco de Mayo, and may the 4th be with you as well. Wherever you're at today, I think this holiday calls for a margarita. Now listen, I love to go get a big frozen margarita once in a while, like with the mini bottle stuck in there, maybe an extra one, maybe some kind of tamarind spicy stick coming out of it. Whoa, but when I'm at home, listen, there ain't no shame in this onesie game. So that's how I'm starting out. Because you know what? When you have the big bottle of tequila, it gets really easy to just like make yourself a second round and things can get out of control. So I'm starting with that little onesie, and instead of simple syrup or sour mix, I have a little bit of guava vodka. Everyone does mango, right? But I'm rolling with Blaze, and I know she's not a basic bitch, so we're gonna do guava instead. I'm gonna do 2 ounces of this guava nectar. Now, does this contain added sugar? A little bit, but this is going to be roughly 9 grams of added sugar. It's going to be the only added sugar in this mix, and it's going to contribute to this being a fun, delicious, sippable cocktail. I'm also going to add, if I could pull it off, yep. We want to keep it spicy. So what did I just take? A little bit of that pickling juice from the pickled jalapenos. Let's get crazy. We are not doing lime today. I'm going to shake this up, and then I'm going to make sure that my rim is something special, but hold up. Keeping this bad boy in the freezer so it's nice and fresh. Your drink is cool. And I'm going to roll this in a mixture of sugar and tahini. If you're not already using tahini, it's an amazing way to spice up your fruits, your vegetables, and also probably if you have kids, increase their likelihood to actually eat fruits and vegetables. So, so good. Blaze and Ken, back to you, and cheers.
Cheers, Nicole. Fantastic.
Thank you so much. I listen, you know what? Any chance I get to talk Star Wars and actually have someone make a drink for me at the same time, I'm loving life.
I love the fact that she used, fresh ingredients, new ingredients I wouldn't have even thought about using. So the guava, what a nice touch. Matter of fact, we will have the recipes for all of her things that she makes in the kitchen on our website and other social media sites. So just keep that in mind.
Thank you for telling me, because if you didn't, I was going to hunt you down saying I want those recipes.
Hunt me down, Nicole down.
Well, that too. But speaking of multiple platforms, how else can we actually listen to and watch this show?
Yes, so we're going to be on YouTube. We're going to be on Twitch, Instagram, Facebook. We might do a little Twitter action, and then there'll be some audio places too that you can just listen if you are on the go and can't actually watch us. So
I'm withholding a joke about Twitter action right now.
Oh, all right. Well, that means you're cut off. No more Coronas for you. Listen, it was an amazing night tonight, and I'm so glad we got to do this on Cinco de Mayo, and may the 4th be with you as well for the rest of the week. I guess it's kind of a week thing, right?
Yeah. And again, thank you for watching the Silver Phoenix Happy Hour. Check us out live every Thursday, starting at 7 p.m. on the East Coast, 4 p.m. on the West Coast. This has been fantastic. Thank you so much for finally allowing us to get together and do this, Blaze. It's been way too long.
Thanks so much, everybody, for watching the Silver Phoenix Happy Hour.
Because it's always 5 o'clock somewhere.
Cheers.